We are live. We are in our in our front room here. Which
Ooh, you don't want to show me.
Let me do this. Ta-da! What's happening out there, my friends? Let's give time for people to log on. Nice guitar. This thing works great. You pop a string, it's very easy to replace. It's humid down here. And actually, when I popped it, I think I hit it on the upstroke. Randy Tritt, what's happening, brother? Is that Ryan?
Randy and Riley.
Riley L, what's happening? Yeah, how you doing, Riley? I hope all is well. Nice little guitar. We got this about a week ago. I think it was a week ago. They had two of them at Guitar Center. Brand new on clearance. $950 down to $600. I had to jump on it. Yeah.
We're gonna wait for a few more.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Riley. I'm glad all is well with you. Yeah, we're waiting a little bit. Michael B, what's happening? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, see that my chat disappeared, so. See, Deb's here. She's helping me with this on her phone. It looks like the chat stays on mine it disappears.
Riley says, all well, nice guitar.
Yeah.
Randy enjoying the summer weather. Michael B, good afternoon all. Janice Lala.
Janice Lala, how you doing here, Janice?
Hi.
Yeah, good seeing you. Good hearing from you. I think Riley also got a new guitar. She was a little bit while ago, but.
Love color of that.
Yeah,
Get fiddle, bro.
it's got a nice
Randy.
flame finish. Got a nice flame finish. This is the Paul Reed Smith SE McCarty 594. The 594 stands for 24.594 inch scale.
Mike Shaner Music. Two Michaels are here.
Awesome. What's happening, brother?
Now where's the other one? LOL. Hi, Dave and Deb.
What's happening?
Oh, Dalton from down the road. Hey,
Dalton, what's happening, brother?
Dalton, our neighbor.
The scale length is a little bit shorter, but it's very comfortable. Kind of a thick neck, but I'm shocked how well I was able to take to it. I haven't had a neck this thick since my old 1978 Ibanez Artis that I last had. I had it for 6 years, and it was actually my first really good guitar.
Riley says, that guitar was my boyfriend's guitar, LOL.
Oh,
I got a Stratocaster, though. I love it.
nice.
Janice says, been on media overload, and Surf is on.
Surf, what's happening, brother?
Alright, looks like we got 13.
We got 13 people. That's great. I gotta change the
13
strings.
including me.
Including Mama. Yeah.
Including moi.
Now next Friday we're at Miramar.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're working there, Riley, we'll be. I don't know exactly what spot we'll be, but we'll be somewhere.
Skechers.
By Skechers?
Yeah.
By the shoe, yeah, Skechers shoes.
Skechers shoes.
Yeah, the last place we were
The
at.
last time we were
Okay,
there,
good.
last time, yeah. 4 to 7.
4 to 7. So.
All right.
Okay, so.
Urgent news.
Urgent news.
No, Dave is not pregnant.
No, I'm not pregnant. So we had a discussion at after our gig today, and due
At
to
Yucatan.
Yucatan, they're doing a lot of road construction there. They're tearing up the bridge. It's down to one lane. There's that light that's right there. It's right. It literally, you come out of the parking lot. There's a light there, and then you have wait. So, what it has done it has dramatically slowed down traffic going into Yucatan to a point where I think they lost half
Hey,
or
I was
something.
gonna say, don't say numbers.
Yeah. So
You can say half. That's
yeah, it was
okay.
half. Yeah, something about half, and it's due to that bridge. And the thing is, I think this project is forecasted to be a 2-year project. So I think they're going to be doing another bridge there. So that in thought in mind, that being said, they have to back off on the live music.
So one more time, Yucatans
Yep.
has pulled back on all
Yep.
the music effective
Immediately.
immediately.
Because this construction, this road work, has put a huge hit on them. Because, like I said, it's literally right there, and it's kind of a pain coming in and out of that by that
So
bridge.
instantly,
Yeah, instantly.
this is what we wanted to share with everyone. This instantly how we went from playing at Yucatan every Saturday and Sunday until to nothing.
Yep,
No Yucatan.
yep. And it's, I mean,
That quickly.
and they felt bad about telling
They
us
did,
this.
yeah.
You know,
They're very nice.
they're really good people. It's not their fault. They were not expecting this. See, it's too bad that the town or whoever was running the project with the bridge, they didn't start this before the restaurants open up. But then, you know, if they're waiting for money from FEMA and all whatever happened, you know, everything does take time, and then you get the permits, and you got you know, the city inspections and all that. There's a lot that's to it. There was a blue house that was halfway in the water. They finally knocked that completely down. It's completely gone. You know, because it's a cleanup after Hurricane Ian, and you know the devastation was just massive, massive. So they got the engineers out there, and you know, good. Okay, now the cat's knocking with the Bugs is knocking with the stand. So they're out there. They're gonna widen the road and probably build another bridge. So instead of just 2 lanes, one going in, one coming out, they gotta widen it. Look at this guy.
That's the cat. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
sorry guys. So that being said, the amount of construction work is just horrendous. It's horrendous. And again, this is a project that's going to be forecasted 2 years. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, this is why you got to have a backup system, man. You got to have a backup system. It can happen that fast. And for people out there that you're going to finance your gear, Sir Prophet, what's happening, brother? If you're going to finance your gear, be very, very careful. And if you're relying on that for your only sole source of income, be very careful because, you know, once something happens, you can't pay for it. Then what are you going to do? You know?
Dalton said, this is very sad news. I was hoping
Yeah.
for some good urgent news of a day.
Yeah.
We definitely needed to do it, but it sucks that it's affecting the business. Yeah.
Yeah, it does suck, you know. But
Exactly, Dalton. So, yeah, we just, again, need to let everybody know that come tomorrow we're not going to be going live.
We won't be going
at
live, yeah.
Yucatan because there is no music
Yeah.
anymore
Right, yeah.
at Yucatan. And this is a good reason why to pay cash for all your gear.
Yep, you get buy gear if you can, pay cash for it because
If there's a big finance bill there and
Mhm.
then all of a sudden the gig is gone, now that's anxiety and panic. How am I going to make this payment now without the gig money?
exactly. That's why it's good to look for deals. You know, when you're gonna buy gear, look for deals. Look what's within your budget. You know.
And also
Mhm.
to not to burn any bridges with
Yeah.
any venues
Don't
that
do that.
we've worked with in the past, because when we got home, Dave sent a text message to a venue asking the guy if he got any open gigs, and the guy replied right away, said, call me Monday. So it's not a no, it's a call me
Mhm.
Monday.
We've
And
done
quite
gigs over there.
possibly
Yeah.
we might be able to pick up
Yep.
some more gigs here. Well, we'll keep you all in
Exactly.
posted and
And
informed.
we're very proactive, going out and getting the gigs, and
Well, we're not stressed
not
about
stressed.
it,
That's just it.
and we're not feeling anxiety over it
Right.
because of several things. We pay cash for all the gigs. I mean, cash for all
Yep.
the gear. We have day jobs.
Driving
That's
jobs,
key.
you gotta have have a
That's-
backup system, guys, because
We've got the day
Yeah.
jobs that. Oh.
we probably got some. But you see, this I mean. If you, you know what, it gets disappointing.
What is this? This is Craig. Craig, the old bartender Yucatan. Hi, Dave. Did you forget about us at Diamond Head? I
Oh.
had you scheduled from 5 to 8. Thanks, Craig. I think you might have the wrong Dave. Hang on. I gotta make a phone call.
Okay. Now, unless
This is crazy while we're live.
Yeah. There's one of the waitresses that she works at Yucatan, and her dad is a manager at Diamond Head Resort, which is in Fort Myers Beach. And we were kind of communicating about getting me over there because I guess her dad heard me play and, was really interested. Yeah, really, really interested. But she said that they're waiting because it's off season. Here's another thing: down here in the area in Florida where we're at, we have an on and off season. And Riley, because if Riley lives down here, and she knows. And
Oh my God! If I knew it was you, Craig, we would have been on the horn getting a hold of you.
see,
Right
I
away.
guess he's trying to get in touch with us. But see this, I mean, when you're easy to work with, and you're not a complainer, and you don't bash people, man, the worst thing to do is there's a difference between warning somebody about something serious. That's different. That's not bashing. That's not bashing. And you could do this very
I'm
dignity.
at my calendar.
You could do this to the point where you are like mostly one-on-one talking with somebody, so it doesn't have to be
Thank
involve
God you have our
everybody. You know
phone
what I mean?
number, Craig.
I think we're getting another gig right now. This is great. But you have some of these people that take things so personal, and then right away they get on social media, and next thing you know, bam, they're just trashing and bashing, and
You got
you
anything
can't do
on
that, man.
Fridays?
You
Enjoy.
you can't do that.
No. Any weekday enjoy? Or okay.
Let me see if we can get something scheduled.
Yeah, right now, like I said, by July is all booked. We book months in advance.
Damn it.
Hold on a minute. I have
So when we got this, we got it with the gig money, and we had money left over. So we're real careful when we do buy things.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. She's still on the phone with one of the guys that was over at Yucatan. His name's Craig, and he loved the way I played. Matter of fact, today a guy comes in, and he was there I think last week, and he said, "Yeah, I had to come back 2 weeks ago it was," and he says, "Yeah, I had to." When I was down here, I called my girlfriend. She lives up in New York. He told his girlfriend, "Man, you got to come down and check out this guitar player." And so she came down. She flew down here from New York just to, to check out Florida as well. But one of them on her list was to come out to Yucatan and see me play. And yeah, she was impressed. And I just do what I do, See, because I don't sing, I have to approach things differently, But it works, You don't have to be a supersonic shredder or anything like that, guys, It's nice to have, but you know what? Be careful because it's too much. Because sometimes when people are sitting, relaxing, and eating, they don't want to hear, eruption. It's too much. Something subtle, relaxing, it works. And again, like I said before, if you have to repeat a song, keep in mind you're at these restaurants, the tables are turning. So the next crowd that comes in, they didn't hear that song. When you play it again, okay, you play it again, that's fine. And then they're the ones that tip you, you know. So let's see what happens. She just get off the phone.
Yeah, we just got booked at Diamond Head.
Really? So
Yeah, Craig. It's Craig, the bartender
yeah,
from
from
Yucatan.
Yucatan. Oh my God.
His daughter works at Yucatan. That's Craig's daughter. I had no idea.
I didn't know
As I
that.
told Craig, if I knew the connection, oh my God, I would have been calling him because he's got our phone
You know what?
number.
I bet you then when she left, she probably forgot to give me his contact, so she went and told him right away.
Well, Craig called me. I mean, he sent a text message. Did you forget about us at Diamond Head? I had you scheduled from 5 to 8. He said I had you booked months in advance. I was like, what? What?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Nobody contacted
No one
us.
contacted
No one
us.
called us to play. So he said Marcella was supposed to. Somebody like that. I don't know. Anyway, look at this. This is all happening live, guys. Live.
So you
while
lose
we
one gig, you
speak.
get another gig, you know? Wow.
Yes, and he wants to come out and see us at Music Walk on the 19th. So I told him as soon as I get confirmation from Lori, I'll send him a text message.
Okay, so
And we're gonna go out to Diamond Head ahead of time,
Yeah.
so that we know exactly what's going on. I didn't ask Craig
Right.
any questions
Right.
about where we're setting up, blah blah blah. But yeah,
but he's definitely going to be booking us at Diamond Head on the 19th.
the 10th,
The 10th.
August 10th. Music Walk is July 19th.
Okay.
He's coming out to see us. He has the
Okay.
day off. But we're now booked on August 10th
Wow.
at Diamond Head. Yes!
And
Yes!
then when I talk with Nick at Poolside Pub on Monday,
Yeah. we'll see if we
usually
get-
that's how he
Let's
starts
see
up.
how exciting this is, guys.
Yeah, it's great. You know,
Went from a bummer,
Down-
a bummer day to
to next
now,
thing you know,
yeah,
we're booked.
we're got something going on here.
Yep. But again, it's a good idea to have multiple streams of income if you need a day job, whatever it is that you're doing, because when you put a lot of stress in that one thing, and that one thing, if something happens, what are you gonna do? And again, it's not anything that you've done wrong or anything like that. It happens to be, and if you live in areas where there's tornadoes and hurricanes and things get destroyed, this is what you got to be prepared for. It's nothing that you've done wrong. It's just act of God, nature. Things happen. So what do? You make sure that you have that backup plan, because again, if you're putting all the stress on your art or your music or voiceover, whatever you're doing, it becomes highly stressful. People hit the panic button, and then it's like, look out. Yeah, connections are awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. Yep. I couldn't see what the... And that's another thing, even when you're going out, when you go out to a restaurant or something, they found you got live music, and just kind of put it out there that you play, and if you want to talk about what it is that you do, and just don't be so pushy, just be offering, and people like that, because you got to remember, a lot of these people, especially you get talking with the manager. If the manager's in charge of doing the bookings, the manager is not just doing the bookings. The manager is doing everything, And the bookings is like kind of on a little bit on the bottom of the list of all the most important things that's got to be done.
Lisa, hey, Lisa's on too.
Oh, maybe that was Lisa. I couldn't see
You're
the
right,
name.
Lisa. So awesome. Bad to good news. God is
Yep,
great.
exactly.
Yes, He is. Connections are
Yep.
awesome. Yep, Lisa. And that's Lisa, our neighbor Lisa.
Really,
Yep, Lisa.
Lisa and Dalton.
Lisa and Dalton, yeah.
Thank you so much, Lisa. We really do appreciate it. But yeah, see, it's, you have, and it's just, what time is it? Oh, it's 6 o'clock. So we've been three hours later, and now we gotten gigs again. So it's a good thing. But always remember, anything could happen. Have that backup plan. I especially as you get older. When you're young, man, you got time on your hands. You could afford to, have things come and go. Well, but if you're on your own, you got bills to pay. That's what it is. Exactly what it is. But especially as you get older, you got to think. You just got to think. You just got to be smart with everything. That's all. Again, like Deb was saying about gear, if you could pay cash for your gear, do it. And if all you could afford is Squire or, Epiphone or SE, Paul, this is SE model, so what?
All good.
They're all good. The guitarists don't play themselves. You have to play them. That's the reality. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I hear these people say about this is junk, that's junk, I wish I could take them back in time when I had my first electric guitar called the Checkmate. I think it was like 1976 or 77 or something like that. And one pickup, I had to take Scotch tape to hold the pickup down because, pickups are magnetic. It would, boom, hit the strings. It had like one knob. I think a knob, one volume and one tone. It was one pickup. It had the 0 fret. It had the really cheap tuners. I mean, you want to talk about pawn shop special. That's what that was, man. And wow, but I was an electric guitar, so I was excited, And I had this little tiny amp that was literally this thin, that tall, and a little itty bitty speaker. And had one knob. It would click, turn it on, it was volume. That was it. No reverb, nothing. Nowhere near what we got today. Nowhere near it. But when you're creative, you learn how to work with it, and especially if that's all you have, that's all you have. So, then later on, I started buying, gear that was coming out at the time. Back then, we had to pull the sound out of what we had available. No modelers or anything. You wanted a Marshall sound, you bought the Marshall. You wanted a Fender sound, you bought the Fender. When you couldn't afford either, you bought the Peavey or the Crate. And I remember my first good amplifier was a Crate 1R, shaped like a Crate box. And R stood for reverb, and I didn't know what reverb was at the time, and it wasn't working, so I didn't care. I know the knob wasn't doing anything. But, it was my amp, and I was proud to have it. And so, what my point I'm trying to make here is that inexpensive gear works. You can do a lot with inexpensive gear. And if you got the money to buy expensive, go ahead and buy it. Just be careful financing. Because if you're doing this full time, when we were doing this full time, we made sure everything was paid up for. Right, Deb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a challenge.
It was a challenge.
Because money fluctuates.
The money fluctuates. It was a challenge, but we would watch what we spent. So we tell people, it's not just what you're making, it's what you're spending. So the money would go for, obviously, the car, the maintenance on the car, because we were driving all over the place. Down to Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas, and then San Marcos, Texas, and then Tuba City, Arizona, Canada, New Mexico. I mean, we were driving and that was right from Aurora, Illinois. Tennessee, Minnesota, Indiana,
Ohio.
Yep. Or Iowa. I don't think
Iowa.
Yeah. Maybe we did something in Ohio. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, we went crisscross.
We were all over the place. I mean, we had so many road shows. There was a point in time when we were considering buying an RV and just traveling in it because that's how many gigs we had.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Remember that?
Yeah, we almost did buy an RV.
And we kept. It was a Nexus. It was a Nexus C class we were looking at.
Yep.
And
Class C drivable.
Yep. And the thing is that we would go, I think, pretty much every year to the RV show.
Yep.
That was up in Illinois, and we'd watch what's the latest and greatest, what new features,
prices.
the prices.
I'm watching prices.
Yep. And then we told the one guy from Nexus with the C class, they had the bunks. We said, well, we could tear the bunks out, and we could have like a studio desk for our recordings and everything. And at first he was kind of taken back, but I told him, this is, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of musicians that are hitting the road. So what about our needs, And then I think that's Janice Lala. That's how we first met Janice, because she logged on at one of our when we were at one of the RV shows. I think it was down here.
Oh,
Eh.
she mentioned. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, Janice.
Yep.
Awesome.
And I remember that. Oh boy, sorry about that, guys. Our big kitty here, Boogs, BOOGS.
Rubbing his head
He's
against
rubbing his
the
head against
stand,
He's something
making
else.
it off shape.
He's something else. But yeah, I mean that's how many we had, you know. Yeah, let's see. I remember we were talking about the RV. Yep. I remember that, Janice. And Janice, I hope everything is going well for you, you know. And I know there was times you would go out there playing that, and you're gonna get some people that are gonna be just something else. But you know what? Let that like water running over your back, you know, because no one does what you do, and that's what people got to remember. Everyone has got something unique to share. It doesn't mean one's better than the other. This guy's something else. He keeps bumping his head, but you know what I mean. Yeah, let's see. I thought, let's see. I showed you my RV. Yeah, that's right. You did. You did. That's right. I remember, because she had a video of the RV.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
I remember we were. It was an RV that was a toy hauler. That when you bring down the ramp, because that's how the toy haulers are. It's sort of bring in your ATVs or your motorcycles. But that ramp, some of them are strong enough you can lift it up. They use it as a porch, or for us, we were using it as a stage. Travel around, plug in, and we're ready to rock. You know.
Yeah, baby.
Especially at like the campgrounds. And Deb, she used to, when she was a young little girl, she'd go camping at the KOAs.
KOA.
KOAs. So let's see. Yes, the toy hauler. Yep.
Yes, the Toyota.
Yep. They're unique. They are pretty cool. You know. But see now the price of everything. I think even the less expensive one, was it called the Coleman 17B?
Oh, yeah, we're not buying that.
No, but that used to be what, 10 grand. Now it's like 22 grand or something like that.
Oh, yeah, it's.
The prices
Yeah.
went. The prices of wireless systems, because when we bought the ME90, we also, Deb surprised me. She was looking for it. I think you were looking for the Sennheiser.
Yeah.
We settled with the Shure Guitar Wireless, and I'm pretty happy with it. But we do have a couple of our old Sennheisers. It's just that I think the bandwidth is, and then on the one Sennheiser, the way the body pack is, it's a little like an 1/8 inch jack that plugs in. But not only does it plug in, it's got a little screw, so it has to tighten in. So it's not like you just grab any 1/8 inch jack and plug it in. It has to screw in there to secure it.
So, yeah, this story is an example about paying cash for
Exactly.
gear.
Because now the Sennheiser that we paid $600 for, now it's double. It's like over
It's
$12.
$1,200
$1,200.
for that same Sennheiser wireless guitar system we used to buy for $600 back in the day.
Yep.
And there was no way, no, as much as I love Sennheiser,
Oh, Sennheiser's great, man.
we are not springing 12 grand on $1,200 on
Yeah.
a wireless guitar system. So
Because the thing is with the wireless systems, then if FCC changes things, then it becomes obsolete, because that's what happened to the first one.
yeah,
We were doing a show with Joe Stump, the guitarist Joe Stump, that he did something with Alcatraz. And great guitar player, great guy. And right in the middle of the show, I thought my output on the guitar was going out, and actually it was FCC messing with the. Remember that? I'm like, what the hell is this, man? We got through the show. Let's see.
oh, thank you, Riley. She said your stories are so cool and valuable, full of info.
Ah, thanks, Riley. It's just, you know what it
Janice
is?
said, yes, those 1/8 things are all different, even the adapters.
Even the adapters. So it's not like you go and replace it, all of a sudden, next thing you know, now there's a problem. You know? But yeah, Riley, all these stories are just our experiences, what we went through, what we
And
did.
thank you for enjoying them.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. Yeah, she was a good girl on the bus. Yeah,
Oh.
her and her sister. I hope Lindsay's doing well. I hope your whole family's doing well. I think, Riley, you said your dad plays as well.
So everybody knows that Dave used to be Riley's school bus driver.
Yep, she graduated high school. Yeah, it's a great job. You know what? I tell you what.
Dave's awesome at it.
Yeah, I get along with everyone. You know, when I hear these people complain, I'm like, what are you complaining about? We used to do construction, man. We'd be up on those roofs with doing HVAC with snow on it. and a few times I almost fell off a roof. And I'll tell you what, man, you learn real quick about gravity, you know, real quick.
Riley said he used to, yeah.
Yeah. Past tense. Yep.
Oh, Ian, Guitar Shack. He's
What's
on.
happening, Ian?
Ian.
What's really nice
so
with
now going back
Yeah.
to the wireless guitar
Yeah.
systems, we now because the Sennheiser, we're not paying $1,200
no,
for the Sennheiser
Yeah.
that we used to buy for $600 back in the day. So we ended up with the Shure, and we have Shure microphones, and
Yeah.
Shure microphones are great microphones. The
Oh,
SM57s and
they're
58s.
they're the
We
standard.
used those 20 plus years ago and still using them today.
Yep.
Still great microphones.
You could drop those
even
microphones, pick
today.
it up, man, and they work.
So we ended up going with the middle of the road Shure wireless guitar system. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive, the one right in the middle, because we had the cash to buy it outright, and that's the main point is decent gear for cash.
And you know what's nice about when I do my live streams? There's a part of it is just to showcase. When I've said this before. We have been on YouTube. I think the first YouTube video we put up, Deb, was the one that we did for Turbo Trem. And we did that, and we played it at that place in August at that that was like a seminar.
Could be.
Yeah, and then I think you loaded up that video in October, 2006.
That's probably on the older YouTube channel.
It is on the older YouTube channel. So we've been on YouTube since 2006.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, so, it was just to spotlight what we do, so people would hire us to get the chance to see it. So this is how,
Yeah, I use YouTube to put up
Oh.
videos for the weddings.
For
The
weddings
bride,
or the-
example, the bride would
Mhm.
ask for a song to be played for Dave to play while she walked down the aisle. I would videotape Dave playing that song, upload it to our YouTube channel, contact the bride, she get on YouTube, check it out, and let us know if she liked it the way it was or if she wanted some changes. And that's how that's how we started using YouTube back in 2006 for business purposes.
and man, we got a lot of work from that. And see, this is another thing. When I had to alter these songs, I would have to slow down the video, slow down the pace of the rhythm or the melody or change
Surf
something.
has Baker Street stuck in his head.
Yeah, Baker Street. Uh,
Didn't he play it sweet? It don't get better when Dave's playing
you
it.
know, it just, it's a gift from God. I don't take it for granted.
And it's a great
it's-
song to play.
It's a
on
great
the
song to
guitar.
play, it works the same way with that Kenny Rogers song, I'm not a country fan,
that
but
went over well too.
the melody, if it's got a very strong melody, it just works, And if you don't sing, then play the melody on the guitar or whatever instrument you're doing. See, people have got just be good at your craft. That's what it is. Be good at your craft, and you'll get work. But-
Don't burn any bridges.
Don't burn any bridges.
Understand this is a business like any
Yep.
other business. We were very cordial at the
Absolutely.
table today when we were told
Absolutely.
that effective immediately.
Because we
there
understand,
will be no more music
Yeah.
at Yucatan,
and it's
and that cut out a lot. Wow, that's 8 gigs a month right there.
yeah,
That lost immediately.
immediately. You see, this is what I mean.
a
it-
month.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's why you have to have some sort of a battle plan, because if you don't, man, oh my God, it's panic. You get panic stricken.
And a primary job.
Yep.
The music being a secondary job for us, there's no stress.
No stress.
There's no anxiety
Nope.
about gigs coming to a stopping point, and sometimes, like today, immediately, no notice,
No notice.
on the spot. As soon as you're done playing, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
The gigs are over.
Yep.
So again, having that primary job is very, very important.
And-
And I think Dave already said this. When we were younger, we went full time with the
Oh
music
yeah, we were on.
because we
yeah.
had time to catch up.
Yep. Exactly. That's when you want to do it. If you do full time now, just make sure you have a lot of money set, because here's another thing. God forbid if there's any type of a health issue. This is what's real good about my driving gig. is that I get 100% health benefits, or pretty much close to it. You know, I had some major things I had to get done, and that would have cost, how much would it have been? Like over,
What are you talking about?
like, we don't have to say it exactly, but the bill that for a medical bill, what was that?
For your colonoscopy?
Yeah, all that, yeah, for everything. No,
Oh.
the whole thing.
The-
What did you read? That you
it's
read
like
to me earlier
oh,
this morning.
13,000.
Yeah, 13,000. How much did I have to pay? Was it
Um,
500 or something like that?
oh yeah, 500.
Yeah. So the total bill was $13,000, not 1,300, $13,000. What I had to pay out of pocket was 500 because I got great health benefits. With music, the only insurance you're gonna have is you better have insurance if you want to play the casinos.
Michael B made a joke. He said, "Don't burn bridges because bridges can take 2+ years to rebuild."
That's right, man. You got that right, Michael B.
The bridge going over to Yucatan. That's
Yeah,
it.
and that's
2+
exactly
years.
what's going on over there, man. It's a 2 year project, and boy, every day you go over it, people that live on the island over there in Pine Island,
Yeah.
they're like, wow, how long is this gonna take? 2 years? Because now it's down to one lane, and then you gotta take turns that light, and because of that, the traffic is backed up.
Michael B, glad you got to. No,
Yeah.
that's not Michael B. Oh, Michael L came out to see us at Yucatan.
Yeah, Michael
This is
Lipinski,
Michael
yep.
B. Oh, okay.
So we leave up those live streams. I don't mean to go off a tangent with the other YouTube channel and all that, but with
Surf made a joke. I burned so many bridges, I should have been arrested for arson.
well, it happens, man.
But you can cook.
There you go.
Yummy.
But one good thing about showing all the live streams is that you get to see everything as it really is.
Just
With
don't
the
burn
gear.
the food.
Yeah, don't burn the food. But
Don't burn the food, sir.
But the gear. So next thing you get someone telling you, "Oh, don't use the Boss GT1 or the Boss ME9 or this that." Well, you know what? Because you don't do that at a gig. That's for bedroom purposes or YouTube purposes. If that's the case, how come I'm out there using it? See, the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of people, they get this information and they hold to it like it's gospel, and then without even saying, "Well, wait a minute, this is all I could afford." If that's all you could afford and you want to go out there and play, talk to people that are using that product that's playing out there, because they're not going to lie to you. There's going to be pros and cons with everything. I don't care what it is you own. But if you're spending top dollar for a piece of gear, there's something. And you know what? When we bought the ME90 at the new Guitar Center in Naples, when I mentioned about those metal foot switches, that guy right away knew exactly what I was talking about. Here's the thing with those little metal foot switches. You know what I'm talking about? On all the effect units. Could be the GT1000, the Helix, the head. I'm not saying anything bad about them. What I'm saying is, maybe you got to buy a rubber thimble or something. When you play down here or anywhere that's by a beach area, and you get that fine sand, that grade sand, it gets clogged in that switch. That's a metal switch going down. It clogs it. And then next thing you know, the switch doesn't work. And when you blow, let's see, $1,700 for a Helix or $3,200 for the Fractal, they sound great. I'm not saying anything bad about how they sound. They're great. They're worth the money for that. But be very careful when you take them outside, because you get a little bit sand on your shoe and the treads of your shoes, and you're stepping on it or the wind's blowing it. It gets stuck right in that little foot switch. That's what happened with some of my Digitech pedals. And it's like, now what do I do? So that's why I went back to using the Boss pedals, ones with those kind of bigger foot switches, like the ME series, the ME90, or the GT1's got a nice cover, switch, or like the RP 300, the RC loop station. The RC 600 has those metal foot switches, and after going through a situation where my foot switch got clogged, it's like, man, I don't want to spend all this money, and then I'm out there, and about a month later, next thing you know, everything's messed up, or maybe 2 months, or it's always after the warranty is up. You know what I mean? You can't take it back, and the thing breaks down. It's like, now what? So that's why another thing, you know, try to look at practicality because you're going to need it. And again, when you're going to buy, if you could buy products, pay for it cash.
So for the youngsters, who are on, that we suggest that get your education.
Yeah.
Because before Dave and I went on the road full time, I finished college. So I actually have 3 degrees, business, finance, and marketing. Dave went to trade school for heating and air conditioning. We actually both have universal licenses in heating and air conditioning. And then
With the
when we came off the road from the music, then we went and got CDLs.
Yep.
Or
CDL license.
Our original plan was we were going to be team over-the-road truck drivers. We were going to do that. And then Dave was one day driving behind a school bus that
I just called it as a joke.
now hiring, and had a phone number.
I didn't.
And Dave called, and then they said that, yeah, we're hiring. And then Dave mentioned, well, what about my wife? And they said, we'll take both of you. And that was amazing.
Yeah.
And so we kind of changed direction and ended up both being school bus drivers.
And she actually got hired first because something happened with they couldn't find.
Oh, there's another Dave Byron in Texas.
Yeah.
Who has a record.
Right.
But they needed time to separate.
Yeah.
This Dave from the Texas Dave.
Right.
To realize that
because you
this
gotta get
guy
your
is clean.
Right, because
he
you know
has no record.
But you have to get your fingerprints if you drive a school bus. You can't just. It's not what people think. But so then I went and drove for a company called MV, which is doing non-emergency medical transportation. That's what it is, and that's what I did down here too a little bit with Goodwheels and that.
Oh yeah. So what Dave's explaining, there was a little hiccup after we were both hired on by the school bus. That before he could actually finish completing his hire-on process, they needed to straighten out who this other Dave Byron was. So in the meantime, Dave went to work for this other company doing non-emergency
medical
transportation. So it took almost 2 months to get that straightened out, and then once that did get straightened out, then he came on. So then we were both working together, same company, driving out of the same lot. We drove one car into work, one car home. We saved on gas and wear and tear on the cars. And so we had done that for several years in conjunction then with the music as a secondary versus it being primary.
Right.
So
that's
kind of like now how we're moving forward.
Yeah. Because, like I said, as you get older, the only insurance that's in music is like if you want to play the casinos and you got to pay for your insurance. It's not like there's health insurance, and you're not saving your money. You got to be very careful.
There's union musicians. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, but a lot of them
that's
are
not the
like,
direction that we went.
Yeah.
So.
But downtown Chicago, they used to have a real strong union, and at the time. It's like virtually all the clubs, not literally, but virtually all the clubs, it was hard to get in because you had to be through the union. And then gradually that kind of folded down because people were like, man, this is crazy. So and that's when United Talent and all those other places that weren't going, open up.
We got Hadley on. Ta-da, presto, hello.
What's happening, Hadley?
What's up?
See, Deb's got it on her, so I can't do it on mine.
Yeah, I got the chat going on my phone.
Yep.
I'm side stage right now because I'm in my jammies. And I don't want to get too much in the picture. Well, you probably saw me run across real quick a couple times, but that's it.
But, again, guys, we're not trying to be down on this. You know what I mean? When we say these things.
I don't think we're down at
No.
all.
It's just a reality, just being prepared, because what's worse, if you get hit by surprise, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, no one told us about this. What do we do now? That's pretty tough. Let's see.
It's Janice saying hi to Michael B. and
Yep.
Natalie.
See, once in a while the chat comes up and then all of a sudden it disappears on my phone. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah, just some things to think about depending on where we all are in
Yeah.
our age bracket
Exactly.
and where we
Everyone's-
are with our music. And
Everyone's situation is different. For our driving gig, what's really cool about this, where we're at now, and of course Riley, you know, with the charter schools, they pay great. We get a pension. We get the time off. Let's see, I get the summer break. I get the Christmas break. I get the Thanksgiving break, which is now a week. Back in Chicago, we didn't have a week. And then you get spring break, and in between routes, I could get a little rest. We could make our phone calls for venues to play at. It's a win-win situation, and for me, it doesn't bother me at all. Although I get up at 4 in the morning, but you learn how to adjust everything. And look, I'm still able to play. It didn't take anything away from me.
Richard, I'm in, Dave. Sorry I missed the news, but hope all is well.
Oh yeah, it's all is well, Rich.
Richard, okay, we'll fill you in here, buddy. So,
I'll let that
after
fill you
we
in.
were done performing today at Yucatan, we were notified that all music is being canceled immediately.
Yep.
So we instantly went from performing at Yucatan 8 times a month every Saturday and Sunday to 0
Mm-hmm.
instantly.
Exactly.
And Dave will explain why, because the bridge and
Yeah, the bridge. They're doing the work on the bridge that's on Matlish Island, and that construction project has drastically slowed. They've lost business by half because of that, and it's a one lane in and out. So there's a stop, and the other stoplight is literally right on the parking lot that we turn to get in and out of Yucatan. It's literally right there, and it has done a lot of taking a lot of business away.
yes.
And it's going to be a 2-year project.
Yeah. So Yucatan has taken a hit.
They're taking a hit, and I feel so bad for them.
Because of that bridge,
Mhm.
it's, like Dave said, it's a 2-year project. Yucatan right now is losing half of their income, half of their business.
And they're still-
Therefore,
yeah.
the accountant had notified management
Yeah.
and said we got to cut back, and the music was on top of the list
Yep.
to
That's
cut
another thing.
back.
It's something you got to be. You have to think about.
Richard,
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
instantly.
It's
yeah.
yep.
So,
Yep.
and then while we were on our live chat, I got a text message and we got a gig booked for August.
Yeah.
And Dave reached out to a venue that we've done shows with, and that guy said to give him a call on
Mhm.
Monday. So we also talked about not burning
Yeah.
bridges, that this is a business like any other business of music
Yep.
is. When we stop not doing performances with with venues, we just keep it cordial.
Yep.
It's business. We understand, and then reach out to them later on and see if anything has changed
Mhm.
and if they've got any openings. And sometimes, like now, there's some openings. They'll put us back on the schedule. So
And you
it's
know,
awesome.
we like to work. Another thing that helps is when you work with people's budgets, because the reality is everybody's on a budget. Everyone's got bills, and approaching it that way as opposed to the approaching it where I think and feel I'm worth this and that. Everyone's worth something, but you got to understand everyone at the same time has bills to pay, and everyone is trying to really do the best that they can. There really is a lot of good people out there. I'd say there is far more good people, music venues and restaurant owners and managers. There's far more good people out than there's bad people. You only run into a handful, but the bad people, they don't last anyway, because that's they're going to cut their own throats. But for the most part, you got good people out there, and they really do appreciate when you work with them. And the result is, when one door closes, another door opens. And who's to say, if they get this project finished, and Yucatan remembers, say, yeah, let's give him a call, because let's give Dave a call, because he's been always good. He understands. He doesn't make a big deal about it and complain and all that. You can't do that, because they're in this situation too. And I really want to see them not just survive but thrive, because they really are good people over there. They've always been good to us.
So Sir said I told Sebastian Bach when I met him that I would open for him for a cheeseburger combo. He looked at me like I was stupid. I didn't explain to him I hadn't graduated to pay yet, still in the free.
But no, you're right.
Food, booze, phase, laughing. And yeah, that's
You know, guys, there are these videos that have popped up, and you can check them out. Just all you gotta do is, let's say, I think there a lot of them are from Nashville, and some of these people are starting to really expose what's really going on with pain, and the touring musicians and that. I can't remember the names of some of these videos, but just look it up, and you'd be surprised how much money that people are really making, and it's like you're thinking like, geez, and I'm gonna quit my job for that. You see what I mean? And they're still, trying to make things work in that. But the point is that having that backup system really helps, because there's no stress. And again, when Deb got the phone call, and when I reached out to the guy, his name is Nick, and instantly he responded. You call him on Monday. Um,
so that was the urgent news.
that was the urgent news.
We wanted to share that with everyone.
Yeah, because I don't want people thinking tomorrow, geez,
Yeah, we don't go live
go
tomorrow.
live.
It's like, hey, where are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not there.
we're not there.
But we do have a show Friday at Miramar
Yep.
Outlets. We'll be going live for Friday. And then hopefully the Friday after we'll be at Music Walk downtown Fort Myers.
Mhm.
So we'll go live for that as well.
Yeah, Lori, she's been good to us too. She made sure she wanted to get us in on all that.
And then if anything else pops up for July, we'll let you guys know.
Absolutely.
And we'll update the website. I gotta get on there later and take
Yeah.
all the Yucatan shows off and add on Diamond Head. We got Diamond Head
got
now
Diamond
for
Head now,
August
yep.
10th. And so yeah, just get everything updated.
And for people that do come down here to visit and they want to go to Yucatan, I highly recommend, go there and just have a nice meal.
Dwight
They're
said, hello, Rockin' Day Bar.
Dwight, what's happening, brother?
Riley said, I wish I could make it, sad face. Sir said, I think if you guys were based in Nashville, that Dave wouldn't get to play live much since he would be tied up as in a demand session musician.
There's a lot of that goes on, yeah. But see, they also have it's interesting. Their live scene down there, and their main street is Broadway. They have, the one guy was saying, you start playing 10 a.m. to 2. Another shift goes from 2 to 6. Another shift goes from 6 to 8. And then the last shift goes from 8 to 12. So it's playing constantly. Some people, they'll do 2 different shifts. Some people only get 1 shift, and you're playing all these different places. And then sometimes it gets like saturation, so I guess you gotta think about that. And then there's one guy, he just relocated down here in Tampa just like a couple of days ago, and he was living out in LA, which was interesting because that scene, he was part of the scene when it was toward the last part of it where it was happening, because he thinks he's 3 years old, 3 years younger than me. See, when I graduated high school, it was 1981, and I was thinking about going to California over at GIT, Guitar Institute. And, but I kept my grandfather, he kind of talked me out of it, but he made sense what he was saying. I really was sitting down thinking about what he was saying. But you see, back then, I had other people say, yeah, man, if you would have gone out there in California, because GIT was in Hollywood, California. I'm pretty sure it was Hollywood. There would have been a chance I could have been in the band with Skid Row or with you know, Motley Crue, or because all those bands were that they were just starting to form back then, and a lot of times that's the happening spot. You know, Van Halen, they're all out of that area. But see, what people don't talk about are the really great musicians that, for whatever reason, if there's bias, they didn't make it, and they're out on the streets. And you got to think about that, because you got to be prepared for what happens if this or that, so that you can bounce back up, and don't start getting hooked on drugs, or drinking, and getting depressed and all that. Usually that happens to a lot of people, but you don't really hear about those stories, but they're out there. So point being made is just when you make any type of decisions, really look at the big picture, and don't worry about what people say, me or anyone else, because everyone's life is different, and you gotta really look at what your personal situation, your personal and your financial situation is. No one's better than anybody. We just have our different things, right?
Boing. Yeah.
This guitar feels great, man. It's $5.99. Great. Grab that sucker with the gig bag.
That's it, baby.
We were gonna have a custom Gibson Les Paul, and this was the finish I was gonna have. But I think that guitar would have, because they've got the Gibson garage up in Nashville. But I would have had it done with the nice beveled neck to body heel joint and all that, the coil tapping and the out of phase. But depending on the woods we'd be picking, that would have ran us between $5 and $10 grand. So I'm glad we didn't go that route.
Well, it wasn't going to be right away.
Right, it wouldn't be right away.
We're talking years.
Years, yeah.
Years ahead. We got to save for that,
Yeah.
and sell a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
for that kind of money. But no.
But then I started thinking about our AC. Down here in Florida, we're using the AC line. If that craps out, that's gonna be about $7 grand.
Yeah, Dwight says great looking guitar.
It's a nice guitar. It is the Paul Reed Smith McCarty SE series. And something I didn't know, that this guy Ted McCarty, he's the guy that was the CEO of Gibson back in the 50s, back in the heyday. He was the one that actually designed the Les Paul for Les Paul. Because Les Paul wanted to have a guitar. He came up with the idea with a solid body electric guitar. And he actually walked in, I guess it was a piece of log or whatever he had with a couple of pickups, proving that you can build a solid body guitar. Because back then, the only electric guitars they had were hollow body, jazz guitars. And he had the idea, wanted solid body, but he wanted it all maple. And the guys at Gibson said, "Do you know how heavy this thing's going to be?" So Gibson came up with the idea, let's do a mahogany back inside, and with a maple top. And that's actually what this is. This little line you might see right here. See that line that runs the side? This top is maple, and this is all mahogany. And then it's got a flame maple volute on the top, the thin layer. But yeah, it was Ted McCarty's idea, so that's why this is called the McCarty. So, anyways, $600 is easier to spend than $950, and it's still easier to spend than $5 grand.
Yes. All right, guys. So we've been on an hour, and I think we touched on everything we wanted.
Yeah,
to say about
don't
the
get discouraged.
urgent
Yeah,
news.
don't get discouraged or anything. Everyone just stick together. Things always work its way out.
Yeah, it happened to us. We took a big blow on this one.
Yeah.
Big, huge blow.
Yeah.
But we're not stressed, and we're not feeling any anxiety over
Nope.
it. Once again, because we do have primary jobs,
Yep.
and the music is our secondary job at this point. And so this is all fun. It's all fun, and any gig is a blessing.
Exactly.
So, like Dave said a little earlier, when one door closes, another door opens, and it did tonight.
And it did tonight. Yeah, with three
Right
hours
here.
later, boom, there it is.
Right here on the live
Riley.
stream, we got a gig.
Yeah, see you, Riley.
Anyways, so
As-
great to talk to you again.
Yep, so good to talk to you too, and hopefully we'll
Have
all.
a great weekend.
Yeah, we'll see each other
Take care,
sooner or
all.
later over at Miramar. So, yep, Riley, have a great. Everyone, you guys, Have a great Saturday evening, and we will let you keep posted. Well,
We'll see you Friday.
We'll see you Friday. We'll be doing a live show
Friday
Friday.
at Miramar.
Yep, Miramar.
All right,
All
guys.
right, guys, have a great weekend. We love you all.
Love
Thanks for
you.
watching. Rock on, and God bless. Thank you for watching. Take care, guys. They all take care, man.
Dale then. Thumbs up. See you another time. I will try.